Hey everybody, welcome back to the Reality Wind Down, a podcast where we break down all the latest Bravo TV drama and the biggest pop culture moments of the week, one glass of wine at a time. I'm Chase.
I'm Cassidy.
Cassidy?
Yes?
I think we now know who can cook and who can't.
Stop. Okay, well, we do know. You guys don't know, but we did film a little Top Chef challenge this week. It was so much fun. We did a quick fire challenge. We had random ingredients brought in that we did not know until we started cooking. It was such a good time.
It was. Cassidy opened up her kitchen. It was all clean. It was beautiful. We come in and literally at the end of it, it was destroyed.
Yeah, I literally cleaned my pantry, cleaned my fridge out, like wiped down everything, bleached it, made sure it was perfect. We blew it up, but we had a good time doing it.
It was so great. And I have to say, like, I've watched like Top Chef, Chopped, Guy's Grocery Games. You know,
all the cooking
honestly,
shows.
We should almost have a Food Network podcast because we love the Food Network so much.
I could chat Guy Fieri and he could talk Ina Garten all day.
So doing this, I was always like, okay, I've been wanting to do it for a while. We've talked about it for a while, just for like a random thing to do, not even for the podcast. And I have to say, new level of respect for these people on these shows. I already respected them a lot, but your brain legit goes blank.
Like the 30-minute, we gave ourselves a 30-minute time stamp, whatever. Guys, that 30 minutes felt like 5. Like at the time, like I swear, we started, I blinked, and there was 4 minutes left. And like, we had to start plating. It turned into sheer chaos. Someone fell. We had a fire alarm going off. It's a whole thing. You guys are definitely going to have to watch whenever we put it up.
It was a mess, but a really fun mess.
We had a good time.
And that will be coming out next week to like go along with the Top Chef premiere. So look out for that. It was really fun. And honestly, I feel like we need to do it again for the finale, just to change it up.
Maybe halfway through the season even. Like,
I'm honestly
I had
down
that
to
much
cook
fun
whenever.
with it. Like, I'm down.
It was great. We should bring on some like special like guest judges.
Yeah.
We should make it all. Okay, we're turning into the Food Network over here.
We're starting our own cooking show, okay? So get with it. Get with it.
But it was fun. So we will post about that, but it was, loved it so much.
Perfect. And I think that we only have one hot take this week.
I mean, it's a huge hot take.
It's all we need. We got the Real Housewives of New York trailer.
I mean, blessed be the Bravo gods if we're going to talk about it.
And I think it was everything I hoped it would be and more. It was, I mean, New York, you guys know it's our favorite. Always brings it. We've never got to talk about it on the podcast because we've obviously only been around.
You're right. Since Salt Lake City. That was our first introduction into the podcasting universe.
I didn't even think about that until right now. So I think it said May 4th is when New York comes back officially. So we definitely will be diving into it.
Soon. It's actually... It will be here before we know
100%.
it. And I'm so excited because...
I mean, we had nude models. We had glittered titties.
I mean, that tight little butt opening up the trailer was everything I could have asked for and more.
Chase was definitely into it.
Honestly,
he was like, I'm down.
Did I pause it? Just leave it up on my TV just as a nice backdrop throughout the day?
Is it the
Maybe.
screensaver of your phone now? Potentially.
I was like, don't put it past me.
We had them dressed as witches. I mean, I thought it was funny when Leah said... Sorry.
I was just going to say, I love me like Halloween, a scary movie. So whenever they're talking about going to Salem and they have their like witch hats on, something like, this is what I'm here for. It's actually not that far from New York, so they're staying close to home.
Yeah.
COVID time. So I'm like, this is a trip I want to go on. Can't wait to see.
And I loved when Leah said, 2020 was shit, but it still wasn't as bad as like 1692.
That's the truth.
And I was like, gosh, if that's not the truest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Also, we got the return of Heather Holla Thompson. And what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Heather?
Don't need her.
Okay.
Interested to see why she was brought back on.
I always find the hardcore Heather Thompson stans kind of interesting because they're the same people that usually hate Bethany. And to me, Heather and Bethany are like the same person. They're both, and I like Heather and Bethany back when they were both on the show, but they're both just such know-it-alls. And like, I just have a hard time with a know-it-all, and I think that's what Heather is.
Do you remember that scene? I think it was like maybe her introductory scene when they were at Sonia's like townhouse party, and Heather Holla Thompson.
Heather Holla Thompson. She'd probably be happy being called that. Holla.
Sorry, that was just instinctual.
It just slipped out.
But they were at Sonia's like house, and she just kept talking and talking and talking and talking. And Sonia was like, "Does she ever shut up?" And she just kept saying facts and blah blah, kind of like what you're saying. Where it's like,
I remember that, and she got into it with I want to say Ramona and Mario at that same party, and she was like, so, yeah. And they were like, "Gosh, like Heather, you don't let people get a word in edgewise." And she's like, "That's so funny because I don't think you get a word in edgewise." Like she just like plays back and forth.
I do appreciate a housewife that will speak up whenever she feels the need to, or stands up for herself, and Heather always did do that.
Yes.
She never held back, and I have to respect her for that. I just don't see why we need her back now.
And I feel like Housewives is in such a different place that she's not going to be coming into what she was on in like season 7.
No.
It is very different, so we'll see how she holds her own. And Leah calls her a Karen.
To Heather?
Yeah, she screams down the stairs like, "Why are you such a Karen? You're in everyone's business." So we'll see.
You know, it would be like a good fan club for Heather.
A fan club?
The Holla Girls.
Oh my god, did you just start something?
I think, Heather, if you're listening to this, I know you are, Holla Girls. You can trademark it.
Chase is going to become a Heather stan just so we can
you might have to fight Gwen Stefani for it, but it's fine.
I mean, I'm sure you could win that one. Like, that won't be any big deal at all.
No big deal, because Gwen Stefani's not a big star.
And they can spell yummy tummy instead of bananas in the song. They'll be like, Y-U-M-M-Y tummy. Like,
I was curious if you're going to be able to spell it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how they spell tummy. Also, that's too wordy, so we're just going to say yummy tummy in it, okay?
Okay, well, that was great. Heather, interesting to see.
Interesting. And I think the biggest thing from this trailer is Ebony is
our new housewife,
and she's in it a lot, and she is going toe to toe with Luann. I think there's a scene where she makes a comment about her education. She's like, "I'm more educated than any of you."
I think the biggest one was whenever she went toe to toe with Ramona, because Ramona always says very tone deaf things.
Yes,
about staff. I mean, she calls them the help and stuff like that, and Ebony's like, "That's triggering. That's ridiculous."
Yes,
and Ramona was like, she said something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like, "Oh, well, here's to good service or good assistance," and I'm like,
hospitality assistance or something weird.
Ramona, you've been doing this for seasons upon seasons.
Ramona being Ramona, and then they start getting into it again, and there's a scene where they're each calling each other gaslighters, and it looks like it's going to be Ebony is making a splash in a big way, and I think she's what New York needed. Yeah, like we don't need Heather Thompson back. We needed Ebony. Like that's awesome.
And I think that's why Heather's not going to be a full time. It's like I think people were just calling for her to like come on. So like we'll give you a friend up. Great, I'm whatever. But we need someone that's actually going to stand up to Ramona mainly. Like, Luann's always going to be kind of Luann, where she'll get in fights with people, but also be best friends with people.
Sonia's always going to be a mess, which we love Sonia for. Oh, we do have to mention Luann's new man, Garth, was in it.
Oh, yeah.
Her boyfriend, which we'll see how that
And we heard about him months and months ago.
We talked about it on, like, Hot Takes a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's interesting to see him on camera.
And at the end, Ramona's walking up the stairs. There's a little montage of clips, and she's screaming, "What happened to elegance? Like, what happened to class? Where did it all go?" We're like, Ramona, like, girl, you of all people saying that, I can't.
That's the thing about Ramona, and I think New York in general, they cannot see themselves whatsoever.
They're so delusional, and that's why we love it, I think, because they're so, like, out of touch with everything going on. It's amazing. Like, it's hilarious. Amazing. Well, it's either really horrible, like things Ramona does and says, or it's hilarious, like Sonia just being like tits out, swimming in the pool, doing whatever, and we're like, yes, Ramona.
I'm pretty sure Leah took her shirt off at some point.
They all had their boobs
or
out
they all
with
did.
glitter.
They had the little pasties on.
I was like,
you're right.
Love.
I knew I saw boobs in this trailer.
Iconic. And it ends with Ramona taking a shot and saying, "Wow." And I was like, and that's how we all felt about the trailer. Thank you, Bravo Gods. Thank you, Andy, for giving it to us. That's what we needed.
I do have to ask you, what is one thing you want to see for the season?
Want to see for the season? I am interested in seeing Ramona getting called out by someone who seems to be like knowing her shit. Like, I'm excited to see Ebony call Ramona.
I think that's gonna be everyone's favorite thing. Is like someone coming toe to toe with Ramona, because like we know like Bethany used to, or even.
But it was on a different level, because Bethany would just be like, "Okay, whatever, I'm not dealing with this. I don't have time for this. I'm not dealing with this," and she would just like leave. I think Ebony's gonna be like, "I'm poised. I'm going to talk to you about what you're doing." Calmly. Exactly, and we're going to discuss this. Yeah. So what's your excitement?
That, I think, would be number one for me as well, just because it's something that everyone wants to see, including myself and you.
Yes.
I think as well, I would be interested to see Leah date someone.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see Luann date someone. We haven't seen Lou date, Tom, but that was such a mess.
We like to forget about Tom.
Yeah.
Don't let it be about Tom. It's about Tom.
Good. I don't want it to be about Tom.
Don't let it be about Garth. It's about Garth.
So I'm interested to see some like dating going on. Like I like a awkward first date on these shows.
Yeah.
I mean, you always talk about Nene and Rolex Man, and that's iconic scene. So like, I want to see something like that.
I would love to see something like that too.
Yeah. So
amazing.
I'm so excited. We have a little over a month. New York will be here.
We're excited.
I'm excited. So do you want to get into our game for the week?
Let's do it.
Yeah, Cassidy came up with this game, so I'm gonna let her describe it for us in rules.
So I thought it'd be fun to do a little Real House signs. So like I'm like kind of into astrology. I don't know how into it you are.
I like it, but I know nothing about it.
Okay, like we know our signs.
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini, you're a Pisces.
Yes.
So we do know that much. But we thought it'd be fun to guess a housewife sign. And then we'll do a few like little like traits of the sign to see if that housewife fits it or not.
I was like, if anything, this is a guessing game.
Yes.
So it's kind of like we both are at a disadvantage. But what
100%.
I liked about it is that we brought some like facts or traits to the table. So I thought it'd be funny to like see if this housewife actually matches the sign. If we think she matches the sign.
Exactly.
So I thought that was a fun like aspect of it.
I'm so into this. Should I ask you first since I came into it?
I will go.
All right, Jen Shaw.
Ooh, okay.
Do you think she's a Libra or a Scorpio?
I get Scorpio energy.
Scorpio energy. Okay, I did too. Whenever I saw this, I was like, I'm sure.
So she's not?
She is a Libra.
Wow.
So her birthday is October 4th. And Libra, okay, this absolutely killed me, are clever, social, fair, and non-confrontational.
Okay.
Jen Shaw is like the most confrontational housewife we've seen on our screen any years. And that's so I'm like, I don't know about you, astrology.
I would say she fits a Scorpio more. If we had to, like, honestly, the fact that you thought she was too, I think
Hands
that too.
down.
I mean, everyone always like makes fun of Scorpios for being like loud, crazy, confrontational.
Cunning, yeah, like can be very callous, they say about Scorpios sometimes.
And just
intelligent,
a little
but callous.
wild and a little crazy. And
Yes.
that's just like what a Scorpio is known for. So I'm shocked that she's
The
not.
fact that she was a Libra, who's like the balanced one, just absolutely cracked me up. I was like, I have to go for that. All right, who you got for me?
I am bringing New York to the table.
Ooh.
So it's going to be Luann de Lesseps.
Okay.
And I'm giving you two options, right?
Yes.
Is she a Taurus or a Pisces?
Ooh, I don't know. So I'm going to guess Taurus.
Yes.
Is she a
She
Taurus?
is a Taurus.
Because they're strong, right? Taurus, they're like bulls.
This is so you actually saw me laughing whenever I was typing this up.
Yes.
This is why.
Okay.
So, fun fact.
Yes.
At least this is what a website told me.
This is what Wikipedia said, okay?
Taurus govern the neck, so they love to get their neck caressed. Which, do you remember when that dog groomer?
Yes! Oh my god, last season
and she was like orgasming when he was like rubbing her.
The hot dog trainer. Oh god, not the hot dog trainer again. Yes, the hot dog worshiper. Oh my god, how could I forget that?
So I was like,
that's funny.
Okay, but other things is they actually enjoy relaxing in serene environments. They're ambitious, focused, resilient. I actually think that like describes Lou.
I always think of Taurus as being the headstrong bulls, and I feel like that marriage to Tom, she was doing it whether anyone says she should or shouldn't.
She wasn't taking no for it.
Very headstrong. So I think Luann actually fits a Taurus.
But also like whenever they were talking about like a serene environment or relaxing or soothing, it's like Luann is a rich girl make. She loves to relax. She loves to be pampered. She loves to like have a little like air and like
to be in the south of France and the class and the
so
Switzerland.
Like, there you go, a serene environment. It sounds like
that definitely fits her, and it makes sense. Okay, are you ready for your next one?
Yes.
Shannon Bedore. Is she an Aries or a Virgo?
Aries.
Yes!
Yay!
Okay, and if you remember, gosh, I think it was her first or her second season. Her and Vicky were both Aries. Her birthday is March 25th. Vicky's was the 27th. So it's actually like coming up like right now. Like their birthdays are...
Wait, when was it?
March 25th and March 27th.
Oh yeah, it's like
now.
Tomorrow. That's today.
That's like right now.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Shannon Bedore. That was not intentional. But remember they first met and Vicky threw them like a joint Aries birthday celebration. It was like a fire party in the backyard for Aries.
No.
You don't remember this?
I don't know how I do not remember that.
It was like a backyard party. They were both Aries. It was like a whole thing. But sorry, some of the traits of Aries are driven, overbearing in nature and energy. I was like, if that's not Shannon and Vicky, What overbearing in nature. I mean, come on. They're the most overbearing people I've ever met in my life.
And honestly, it's funny now that you're saying that they have the same, or they're the same sign, because if you put them side by side in their actions side by side, very similar.
It makes sense, right?
Very similar.
I completely agree.
And how they like handle their children, and how they just handle like people, and they're loud and like kind of like psychotically
That's
crazy.
like how they're so quick to scream and be like, all the time. Chaotic, sheer chaotic energy.
It stresses me out just thinking of them two in a room together.
I can't.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Cynthia Bailey, Aquarius or Pisces?
Ooh, 50 Cent, titty Cent. I'm gonna say she's a Pisces.
Yes.
Is she? She's like you.
I actually see that because, I mean, this is just something I just
Stunning,
pulled.
number one. They have that in common.
I mean, we're stunning, we're beautiful, we're models, we're elegant,
she's
we're
a model.
rich. Water signs, obviously,
yes,
that are
Lake
sympathetic.
Bailey. Lake Bailey.
There you go. She loves to be by the water, which I'm actually mad because Mike's trying to get her to move from the water. Offended.
Yeah, we're not into that. We'll get into that tonight.
Pisces, though, can be
pause.
vague.
We're not getting into that tonight.
No, we're not. Not at
all.
Another night.
Another night.
But Pisces can be vague, overly emotional,
okay.
and escapists. That's their, like, negatives, I would say.
Okay.
But are very creative, generous, and empathetic.
I would say all of those describe you and Cynthia Bailey.
Yeah. I mean, emphasis on the beautiful and the creative.
Emphasis on, like, those parts, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
None of the bad things, because I'll cry.
We don't believe in the bad ones.
I'll start crying if you tell me I have a bad dream.
Oh my god, that's also me too, and I'm not even a Pisces, so here we are.
Okay, well, that's 2 for you.
Okay, am I 2 for 2 and you're 1 for 2?
Yes.
Okay, we got 2 more each. Erica Jane. Is she a Cancer or a Pisces?
Oh no, she is very emotional, weirdly. Cancer.
Yes, she's a Cancer. July 10th. And they are sensitive and very mysterious, which I feel like is very fitting for Erica because she freaks out like at the most random times and gets overly sensitive about things. But she's also like, what do we really know about Erica until all this stuff that's coming out
That's
now?
the only reason it's kind of like Pisces, because she does get very like I feel like she's in her head a lot, very like overthinking, overly emotional. She doesn't show it though, which I think makes it different. Yeah, because I think a Pisces expresses their emotion a lot.
Where Cancers like are more
maybe a wall up, I would say. At least her. I don't know.
would say Cancers are also, because my fiance is a Cancer.
Oh,
very like sensitive, like you say, like low key though, like you wouldn't know it.
Yeah, like
she always puts on such like a strong front, and then I think the mystery leans behind of like she actually is probably more emotional than we know.
And yes, and that's like with Pisces, it's like, oh, they're emotional because they keep telling you
they're
emotional.
Because you've told me you're emotional 20 times in the last 5 minutes. Like, girl, we heard.
Exactly. Hi.
Well, good job. Okay, you're 2 for 3 now? Yeah, 2 for 3.
So here's your third.
Okay, no, this is my last, no?
No, this is your third because you went first.
Oh, God, I'm nervous.
Okay, Monique Samuels.
Okay.
Libra or Scorpio?
Oh, God. I'm going to go Scorpio.
I'm actually wrong.
Did you do that on purpose?
No. Because it's funny though, because how you, who were we talking about? Jen Shaw was Libra or Scorpio.
Yes.
I did that.
These
I didn't realize
same.
it. They're
You're
the
right.
same. Where you would think Monique would be a Scorpio because she's loud. Yeah. She fights. I mean, the last season she chased someone around a barn and tried to beat them up. But no. It was funny because she's a Libra.
That is, and they're supposed to be the balance.
Non-confrontational, loves beauty, indecisive, social, but clever.
That's hilarious. I cannot believe they're the exact same.
Yeah, that's why I was like, funny.
I would say Jen and Monique were pretty similar in the last season, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's why I was like, you said that because I was like, I was shocked by that one, and I'm also shocked by this one.
I love that though. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Stephanie Hallman.
Oh, okay.
Is she a Sagittarius or a Gemini?
Oh, I feel like she's a Gemini.
Yeah, she is. Her birthday's June 13th,
I was like,
Monday before mine.
Sweet, and just like, oh.
She is, well, actually, I mean, indecisive is like kind of the negatives. Like, can be a little bit, indecisive. Can be a little bit flaky at times, which I say I can be.
Admitted.
And outgoing and like intelligent. Like, can be sweet too. So yes, Stephanie, my girl. I didn't realize her birthday was the day before mine. I was like, yes, Stephanie, I knew we loved her.
I know who to celebrate.
Yeah. Oh. It was good seeing you. I'm going to head out now. Enjoy the podcast by yourself. Bye. Just kidding.
Are you ready?
I was like, okay.
Let's go, girls.
Okay, so I'm like, if I don't get this one right, then I lose, right?
I think if you don't get this one right, yes.
Yeah, I lose.
If you get it right, we tie.
Woo! Oh my god,
So,
Chase could beat me.
pressure.
Chase could beat me.
Sonia Tremont Morgan.
No, God, okay.
Capricorn or Sagittarius?
I feel like she's right on the cusp. Because I think I know her birthday's in either late November or early December. And Capricorn's... Is Capricorn the end of November or is Capricorn early January?
Why would I answer that?
I know.
I almost always would. I'd be like, oh, I
know.
think...
I think if I keep talking sometimes I can just like coax it out of
You
Chase.
can.
Oh God, I really don't know. I'm gonna take a guess, and you could totally beat me right now. I'm gonna say Sagittarius.
You're right!
Am I right?
You are! So
is
we
it
tied!
Sagittarius? Okay.
It is.
Alright, because I knew that. What's her birthday? Is it like December?
You got it, November 25th. So
November 25th, okay.
So Sagittarius is optimistic, lovers of freedom, hilarious, fair-minded, and honest.
Yes.
Literally Sonia to a T.
Sonia Tremont to a T.
And there were like other traits I was like, I don't even need to put these because
Yes.
they're all just her.
Yes.
So like whatever.
Animal lover is a big one for Sagittarius because they're half horse, and we know that she has Marley. I only know that because my mom's a Sagittarius.
I mean,
but we know her dogs, and she had cats at one point. It's a whole thing. I mean, she jokes all the time that her backyard's filled up with literal dog poop everywhere.
their dogs are everywhere.
We love and we stand. But oh my God,
I like that. That was fun.
That was more fun than I thought it was gonna be.
As I said, don't know much about zodiac signs. I feel like I learned a little bit, and I'm happy I learned about the Housewives along with it.
And I think that we'll definitely play this game again because that was fun.
That was fun. Cheers to tying. I'm
Cheers
happy about
to
that.
A tie. I am too. Before we get into New Jersey, there's something that you need to do.
What?
You don't remember?
Oh, no.
Okay, we asked you guys to vote
I don't know.
on our Instagram polls for whose March Madness team you preferred. I think I won like 54% to 46%. So it was very close, and we got probably 400 votes. So
you can't see it, but I'm doing an eye roll.
I have a little something here for you. It's time for you to do your shot.
Oh, my... I forgot we even made that bet. See,
Good thing I happen to have this here.
Goes in one ear, out the other, and I can't believe you have a shot on the ready.
We have a beautiful, if you're not watching on YouTube, we have a beautiful little lemon drop shot for Chase.
Good thing I have an
Good thing he has a massive chaser as well. Chase with a chaser. Let's do this.
Oh my God. Okay, what am I cheersing to? Hey, well, cheers to the New York trailer.
Cheers to your trailer, and cheers to you losing at March Madness. Okay, bye.
I was trying to ignore that.
Shot time. Woo! I wanted you to have Ramona's reaction to her shot and be like, wow. Oh, you're a good
I honestly
sport.
think you should tell people that I actually took it in one shot.
Oh,
I can never do that.
This is big for Chase, guys. He usually, when he takes a shot, it takes 17 sips. So that was actually very impressive, I have to say. I'm glad that we have that on camera on our YouTube channel at the Reality Wind Down, because I don't think anyone would have believed it if I had just told them that you finished that in one.
Wow.
Your father's going to be so proud.
Oh my God, I finally made him proud of me.
You're finally going to make him proud.
It's for you, Kary.
Cheers, Kary. Okay, now that Chase is good and lubed
Woo,
up.
I know. Remember whenever I said I wanted to start coming in with, what's it called? Lindsay Hubbard energy? What is it?
Are you
I'm
crying?
activated? Kind of.
He is full on activated from... Guys, that was a strong lemon drop, okay? Like, he is on the struggle bus right now.
No, but I kept saying last week that I'm going to come in fully activated every episode now. That shot just turned me to full activation.
He is turned up for us to talk a little bit of a Real Housewives of Dallas.
Which sadly is kind of a turn down.
I know. I was like, I thought we were jumping into Jersey, but I was like, never mind. We're jumping into Dallas first. So sorry about that, guys. Okay, we start things off. Should we just get into it?
Yeah, let's jump in.
Get into Dallas. Kary comes over to Tiffany's house, and I have to say, the look that Tiffany's daughters gave Kary whenever she was talking to her, like, I had to get your mom good and tired when she was out with us last night. They literally looked at her like this. Like, one of the twins was, like, giving the biggest evil eye, and I was so into it. I was like, yes.
I'm obsessed with her twins.
They're the cutest kids I've ever seen.
They are, like, ready for camera, stars.
They're little superstars.
Yeah, they really are.
100%. But Tiffany is inviting the girls to her husband's hotel up in
I have
Frisco.
to say, I don't know if this was the ending of the episode, but I just wanted to, like, touch on this.
Yes.
I feel like right at the beginning, we kind of, like, end the party from the previous episode, and it was the whole Mama Dee, D'andra, last name Simmons changing
Yes.
debacle. I just wanted to put that out there because it kind of bleeds into this episode.
100%.
And I feel like there was maybe a little bit of a shadowing of it at the beginning before Kary came over.
I think they touched on it
or I was just watching the previous episode into the whatever. But I just wanted to say that because we get into that whole fight.
Well, we kind of get into it right off the bat.
That's true.
It's Kary, D'andra, and Tiffany are all at Tiffany's house. And D'andra is just kind of talking like, my mom's been worried about me working with Darren and like with Christianity and stuff and how that's going. But it's so weird to me that Brandi was bringing this up as like an issue because I'm the only one that stood by Brandi and everything that like she did wrong and all the stuff that she had done.
Well, also, like D'andra kind of said last episode, she's like, I've studied every religion, or as many as I can, like Buddhism, Islam, like a lot. Sorry, I can only think of two. Yeah. But she's done her research. So she's like, I've always come back to my Christian faith. So for you to come at me, probably the most educated in this group on religion is insulting. And honestly, I felt it was insulting too. Or judgmental. Sorry, not insulting, judgmental.
Brandi is 100% on this righteous trip. And I don't know if this like camp she went to whenever she went to her recovery was like a religious place or something.
Probably 1,000%.
Because she's come back in more strong on this than ever. And we get into that later. There's a showdown between D'andra and Brandi. But this is whenever she's just talking about everything, saying, I wish that Brandi wouldn't have brought it up to my mom and in front of my mom because my mom is already worried about this enough.
I mean, usually people lean into their faith when they are, something's going on. Yeah. They're having issues in their marriage or their life. Yes. And they're problematic or blah, blah, blah. It's like they lean into the faith because it's the only constant. Yes. I mean, as you know, I threw a Bible at someone when I was younger, so I know all about religion.
All about Jesus.
All about Jesus. But no, it wasn't triggering because like whatever, but it was very annoying because I have to say, we grew up in like a pretty religious like town. I would say. Yeah. The people that were cool in high school or blah, blah, blah were like very like into one church, very, cult-like, let's say.
There was a cult.
Essentially. I mean, it was a religious cult, but hey, call it what it is. And I would say they're very, like, were kind of this, where it was like, they would judge you, yet here Brandi is getting drunk, being wild, like, having fun, spiritual shit that we talk about later.
She
and it's
does
like,
it when it's convenient.
You can't. Well, there you go. It's convenient.
We will get into this again. I think we should talk about the name change because we get into this a little bit later.
Sorry, 100%. I get heated on this religion stuff so quickly.
No, it's a very passionate topic. We both do. But D'andra, I think one of the things that upset her the most is that Mama Dee and her talked about the name change. It kind of came up at the party about how she changed her name to Simmons because she wanted to have more opportunity. And D'andra was like, no, I changed my name to Simmons because I wanted to honor the man who raised me most of my life. And she said she changed her name to D'andra Calloway Simmons. So I guess Calloway was her old last name.
That is a badass name.
That is a stunning name. But I almost fell out of my chair whenever D'andra was like, because I had a crap middle name before. It was D. So her name was D'andra Dee Calloway. Like, Mama Dee is so into herself. She named her daughter D'andra Dee. Like Mama Dee is that into herself that I was like, honestly, power move. Like, I want to have a kid and name it like Cassidy, Cassidy. Like, that's all we're doing. That's what I'm gonna have a child for that reason.
No, it's gonna be C-Acidy. Cassidy.
I'm actually like very into this concept. I'm like, I want to be as obsessed with myself as Mama Dee is obsessed with herself.
And then we get into this, like, name talk, and it's obviously Mama Dee says, like, you did do that. You changed your last name to get ahead in life. If you didn't do it, you wouldn't have gotten ahead in life. Yeah. And it wasn't a flashback, but I flashed back to the previous episode when Mama Dee literally explained that she was a gold digger. Yeah. Because she decided to say, I found out where Glenn hung out. I found out where he ate. I found out where he worked, and I went there, and I showed up, and I said, I'm going to get this man, and I'm going to do my life. And I was like, okay, so this is Gold Digger 101. Yes. Great, but also good for you. And also...
She got what she wanted.
But this is what pisses me off.
She shits on
D'andra for changing her last name.
No,
that's
you're
it.
right.
But
you're
yet
right.
she literally... essentially stalked a man to marry him.
I didn't
and
even
now
think
got
about
rich.
this, but you're not wrong.
I just want Mama Dee to stop because it's like you can't judge your daughter for essentially what you raised her to do.
Well, I think moms were kind of a big theme of this episode, because then, like, it was all the girls were still sitting around. It was still D'andra, Tiffany, and Kary together. And then Kary starts talking about the issues she's had with her mom, and then Tiffany's talking about the issues that she's also experienced with her mom. But then the next scene, Stephanie goes to give the lockers to the town.
That was cute. I like that.
I mean, obviously we're in Houston. Like, we know how bad it's been for some of these towns, especially
Beaumont,
our neighbors in Beaumont,
away.
100 miles east. It's been terrible. So it was beautiful to see what she was doing, and that Travis was like, you did a good job.
Yeah.
And I feel like all she ever wanted is for, like, Travis to be like, you've done good. Which I hate that Stephanie's, like, always searching for that approval with Travis.
And that's what always makes me sad about, like, Stephanie and his relationship. Because it's like, I'm always, like, for her. Obviously, you know I love Stephanie.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you can't be with a man that doesn't appreciate you, sees you for who you are, a hard worker. And also just, like, I feel like he devalues everything she does.
Do you ever think about on season 1 when he literally would go to work for the day? And bear in mind, she has 2 young boys. He would go to work for the day, and he would leave her a task of things that had to be... The garage needed to be clean. This light pole needed to be clean. And I used to think, I hope that's just for the cameras, because I hope that she is not letting this man do this. I would be like, you know what?
It was just weird because she always had such, like, a positive, like, attitude about it. She always laughed about it and, like, didn't take it too seriously. And I'm like, good for you that you don't take it too seriously. Because I take it way too seriously, and I'd be fucking pissed.
I would have gone insane if someone tried that on me. I'd be like, oh, no.
And also, it's like, she had a career before him.
Yeah, she was a social worker.
He told her to stop because he was like, let's raise kids.
Exactly.
So you can't, this is always my thing with money. You have to kind of, like, do your own thing a little bit, because at a certain point, certain types of men use that against you.
100%.
And he's that type of man.
And he's done that.
It's a problem. And also, I hate breaking the fourth wall, and I've said this to you a million times. She has to be making $300,000+ a year off Housewives. That's a lot of money.
Exactly. Especially, like, being in Dallas, and I know he's wealthy.
Fine. I don't care.
So, like, she could go do her own thing. She could, if she was not happy, leave him, take half his money, and still have her freaking amazing hustle on the side.
Cheers to
and
that,
own
baby.
half of Holman's lockers on the side. And I will literally cheers to that.
Because
Stephanie, don't let him ever stop searching for his approval. I think they're happy for the most part, but I just don't like whenever it feels like he's talking to her, down to her a little bit.
That was a tangent a little bit, but
Sorry about
the locker
guys.
thing was great, and it was really cute, and I'm happy about it, and happy that she's taking care of her own state, and people in it that are at need, and it was really beautiful to see.
And back to the mom theme, Tiffany's obviously had this whole, debacle, like she was, not debacle, but she's had a whole inner struggle with her mom and taking a day. By the way, she's still going to be working 4 full days as an anesthesiologist a week. So she's taking off 1 day a week, and she was so worried what her mom was going to say. But her mom was, like, supportive. Her mom was like, why don't you take 2 days off?
I mean, it's opposite of what, like, we've been told, which I kind of, like, wrote down. I was like, maybe her mom's putting it on for the cameras, which is fair, because everyone knows, like, why put your best behavior on. But it was just completely opposite of what we've been hearing the whole time. Because her mom was like, take more. Why work? You're rich. It's fine.
I was like, okay, her mom's amazing. She came in with her mask on, elbow pumped. What do we call that? Elbow handshake?
Elbowed her children.
The daughters.
Whenever it says elbowed the children, it's like you elbowed the children.
She did not elbow the twins. She said hello to the twins with that, and then sat down, was like, here's your present. Here's your birthday present, Tiffany. Take more time off work. Like, love you. I was like, okay, maybe maybe she is changing. Maybe the pandemic has seen, like, she wants her daughter to be able to slow down and spend time with her children.
And that's what I said. I literally wrote, maybe her mom turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, exactly.
In life, you know?
Could have happened. But we'll see, because I feel like the storyline is going to play out even more this season to see how it goes.
It will.
But this is when D'andra goes to Mama Dee's house.
You're not kidding. A very mom-heavy episode.
It's literally all about, because we get into it more with Kary in a minute. But, we kind of already touched on this. But there was the whole conversation. D'andra apologizes to Dee. They chat back and forth about she changed her name when she was 18. And Mama Dee said, I know what I said was to be true. What is it? I know what I said to be true. Yeah. She was like, you did call me when you were 18 and we had that conversation. Mama Dee is sticking by it. I don't know why she always needs to put her daughter on blast, even if that is the truth.
I was like, well, okay. So, Mama Dee wants to be famous. Yes. We know that.
Yeah.
She wanted to be rich. She made it happen.
Yes.
You know what? She knows. She thinks she's producing herself. And she's producing herself at her daughter's expense.
I didn't like the comment, especially, sorry, whenever she said it, it just popped in my brain. Whenever she said, yeah, she got to work for Nordstrom's or Neiman's because she had the last name of Simmons. She got to work in the White House because her last name was Simmons. I was like, or maybe she just, like, worked hard and was able to get these jobs because she was qualified?
I mean, I have to say, Simmons is not, like, this unique name.
Literally, I just think of Richard Simmons, the fitness guru. Like, that's what I think of.
I would definitely hire you for that last name.
That's what I think of whenever I think Simmons.
Like,
it's bizarre.
Like, if the guy was going around calling people, be like, give D'Andra a job, I mean, guess that's different, but that wouldn't mean his last name means anything.
It's not Hilton. I don't think, like, Paris Hilton.
No, but
it's
also,
not Hilton
it's
Hotels.
like,
It's not.
If the dad was, like, calling and telling them to, like, not telling them, but, like, recommending D'Andra, it wouldn't matter what her last name was.
Exactly.
So if that was happening, then that's nepotism through and through. But the last name alone on a resume, no one's going to look and be like, Simmons? Oh my God.
Simmons is probably one of the most common names. It's probably like top 500 common names.
See, this is what happens whenever you live in like
small towns, but small towns. Like a high society part of
Dallas is a big city, but it's a small city. Yeah. In the sense of like everyone knows each other if you're in that scene. So they all think that like Simmons is relevant because in Dallas it is relevant.
Right.
But in DC or Nordstrom's, which I would think would be New York or LA, like it can't be that like
I think
of a footprint. Like I'm sorry, like it just doesn't.
Is it Neiman's that started in Dallas? Either Neiman's or Nordstrom.
They could have.
And I think she might have said that one so that could be relevant. But the White House, it would not be relevant. Simmons is a common name. Unless like he was, I don't know what administration she worked in. Bill Clinton's maybe?
I think it was.
So maybe.
I have no idea. But
unless they had a personal relationship, I still don't see how that mattered too much. Anyways, I just think that Mama Dee needs to give D'Andra a little bit of...
I think it's just really nepotism, and that's really it. It's not the last name. Like, in whatever. And honestly, Mama Dee, again, raised D'Andra to use her status to get somewhere, and that's what she's doing.
Exactly.
Can't fault her for it.
But on to the mom conversation. Kary sits down with her
like
daughters.
This conversation.
I love Kary's daughters.
Me too.
Oh my gosh, and the puppy.
And Sage.
Yes, Sage the puppy.
I don't remember any name, but I remember dog's name.
I know, I didn't remember that. I was like, oh my God, Chase, amazing. But I just think Kary's daughters are so grounded and like
old, like they have a mature energy for how young they are. And they're younger than us.
To be like early 20s, the way they see things, I'm like, these girls are amazing. But I almost wonder whenever you have a mom who's a bit like, and I think Kary's a good person and a good mom, but she's a little bit chaotic at times. I almost think that makes you, as a child, grow up a little faster and be a bit more like, you want to be the one who's like, I'm the more grounded one, I'm the more docile one.
You just explained every housewife kid.
Gia Giudice to start.
Kelly Dodd's daughter.
Yes, Jolie.
All of Shannon Bedore's children.
Yes.
I've heard stories about Avery, but you would think Avery
was
like that.
The list could go on and on and on.
Jill Zarin's daughter.
Allie,
literally every one of them are so tame compared to their parents, because I think it's just like you see your moms go wild,
yes.
And you're like, I'm going to calm myself down.
We have to, and this should have been in Hot Takes. We have to jump on this real quick. Did you see Sonia Morgan's daughter, Quincy or Quinn? She made her Instagram public.
I've been waiting for this forever. Guys, I've always wanted it.
We have to figure out how to befriend her. She was posting parody photos of her, like, you know, the infamous one of Sonia laying in the bed with a remote and a tiara. She copied that for Mother's Day. I was like, sorry, we have to touch on that at some point. Quincy was incredible. We can't wait to see
us on Unfiltered. We're going to go through all the photos. Unfiltered.
We're going, oh my God, we should do a deep dive into Quincy's Instagram. Quinstagram, we're doing it.
Oh, hashtag Quinstagram.
Did she do something?
You did do something.
Okay, sorry, I had to jump into that.
No, I agree. But anyways, this like Kary with the daughters meetup was really cute. And I do think Kary was explaining to her, I'm this way because my mom was an alcoholic. We struggled to have a relationship. I don't want to repeat
and I found that interesting that Kary's mom was still alive. I didn't know that because the way she talked about her sometimes, I almost felt like it was like in the past tense. But
I think it was past tense her because they didn't have a relationship.
Yeah, and I don't know where her mom lives now.
I'm assuming still, because she said, I'm trying to remember where she said she grew up.
She grew up in Mexico.
It was, but I'm trying to remember the city.
Yeah.
But I think her mom's still in Mexico, so I think that's why the disconnect is as well. It's like they not that they're too far, but like it's still disconnected.
Yeah.
But it was really cute. But I think we should get right into Tiffany's hotel day that she planned.
Her luau party. I have never wanted to go to a party so bad. I love a luau theme. I love Hawaiian like food and like Polynesian vibes and the whole. I was just like, oh.
If we didn't think Tiffany was rich, We know she's rich now.
Her and her husband own 2 hotels in Frisco. Beautiful hotels.
A Hyatt Regency, like fancy.
The fancy.
Yeah, like I mean, like it was like 20 stories high.
It was on a rooftop, and I love that she was like, they can get as wasted as they want. They don't have to take their shoes off. They can do whatever because I don't have to clean up afterwards. And I was like, I feel that.
Hey, I'm happy she at least knows. It's like if you don't want people in your house and you're like you're uncomfortable throwing a party, have it somewhere else.
And that she
have
did.
people throw your party. And she's like, I got party planners. They're doing it. I'm done. I'm like, there you go.
She got fire dancers. She got the whole shebang. Fire dancers. They learned how to like do a proper luau and like a hula dance. And I was like, this looks like an amazing party.
I also have to say D'andra looked stunning.
I thought D'andra looked. I thought Tiffany looked stunning. I thought that Kary looked stunning, and Jen looked. Did you see her outfit?
Yes. Okay. I know a lot of people have been making like I've seen some like weird comments on Instagram which I don't understand. Like sometimes I feel like people get really like mean towards like friends of and like random people that come on the Housewives because we're so protective over our Housewives. Blah blah blah. Dumb. But like. I'm actually intrigued. I want to know more about Jen, to be honest.
I am totally with you. I just feel like she's not talking at these, or they're not filming her conversation. This has been like
they cut her out because her husband, she got in a really bad divorce, and I'm pretty sure her husband was like not signing off on this.
Well, he didn't have to sign off on her just existing with the kids.
But I think her whole storyline was like, I'm getting divorced
her divorce
because she was going through it.
But at the end of the day, I guess maybe she was advised against it with her lawyers, like what she was talking about. Because at the end of the day, she can go on and say whatever she wants. Like she can talk about
1,000%. But she does have a daughter. I don't know if like that influenced it. And also, honestly, all the Housewives drama, like with Bethany, or like even like Shannon, like whenever they start getting divorces that are nasty, I don't know if her divorce is nasty, but like if it is nasty, that stuff gets dark.
Did you see this is another that we could have had on Hot Takes that I'll drop real quick. We just want to talk about the New York trailer. That, like, I think someone submitted to DeuxMoi that apparently Bethany was the one that was dragging out the divorce for that long of a time because she wanted him to suffer and be miserable. This was reports. Apparently he wanted to sign a couple years ago and she kept dragging it out and dragging him out.
Am I surprised? No.
I'm not surprised either. She wanted it to be such a vindictive, horrible divorce.
I will say this right now, and it can be on record. I think Bethany is one of the meanest, most conniving, and aggressive housewives that has ever been on Housewives.
I wish I could pick up this microphone and drop it, but it's expensive because I completely agree with you. Yeah. Drop the mic. Completely agree.
I think Bethany brought great drama, funny moments, iconic moments, but did I ever like her? No.
Guys, this is going to be the most controversial take of all time. If I had to bring back Bethany or Alex McCord tomorrow, I'm bringing back Alex McCord.
Cheers to that, baby.
I really
We're
would.
choosing it. You cheers multiple times, so I'm choosing to that.
I'm not lying.
I'm more interested in Alex McCord's life than Bethany's any goddamn day.
Exactly. All right, back to Dallas.
Speaking of God.
Speaking of God and cafeteria Christians, we sit down to dinner at the Luau party, and it really gets going. D'andra, I think, brings it up to Brandi first, and she's like, I just don't understand. You sound like a cafeteria Christian baby.
Oh, baby.
Maybe. Guys, I've had like one glass of wine and I can't talk.
I mean, I've had a shot. I'm still doing great.
Oh, my God. I'll let you take over in this conversation then because I am. Ooh.
I mean, essentially, what I wrote, I was like, this is such a Texas fight. Who's the better Christian? And it's kind of just like, they bring it up. Actually, Kary brings it up, and Kary's like, hey, like, y'all, I know y'all still have, like, something going on. Like, D'andra felt some type of way whenever you were saying, like, she, the whole shaman thing, like, that's a weird thing to do in the astral projection.
No,
I did love astro gliding.
And Stephanie was like, it's really good. I use it.
For anal. And she's not wrong.
Oh my God, I was dying. But I think that at one point D'andra busted out a pendulum and was like, I decided to bring it because that's what it was. It was Brandi. You are like down to go ghost hunt. You're down to go to a haunted house. You're down to say you talk to mediums. But you're having an issue with me speaking to a positive shaman who does extensions.
That's what I love because D'andra was like, this was last season. D'andra had that fucking pendulum ready to fucking go.
We love a receipt.
And it was like, it was a receipt in person, and also it was a physical ghost receipt.
She said maybe
the spirits were coming to call Brandi's ass out. She
said maybe there's a demon inside me that we need to get out, bust out the pendulum and start spinning around. I was like, whoa!
But it's true. It's like okay, this is where I talk about whenever people that are super religious. I think religion can be beautiful, and if you interpret it in your own way, that's amazing. But it's like people that are really hardcore religion and judgmental Christians. That's my problem. Judgmental Christians. I think Brandi was exhibiting a little bit of that behavior.
A lot of that.
Because she was saying, oh, you're shaman, you're this, you're that. But yet, as D'andra said, Brandi's going and being in contact with spirits. She's having a medium, which is considered a devil's act.
Brandi said,
blah, blah, blah.
I didn't choose that. They come to me. I was like, oh, okay. Girl.
Well, she chose the medium to come.
That's true. She did.
So what are you talking about? She's fine with it, but only fine whenever it makes her interesting and her have a storyline. So that like pissed me off because I was just like, D'andra's never thrown Christianity into anyone's face.
No.
She's dealt with it on her own. She's enjoyed it. She's loved it.
And she says, I'm still a Christian.
But Brandi does. And it goes along with all of Brandi's, posts on Instagram right now that are just Bible verses. And like, when people are posting Bible verses, they're going through it. And also they're not just going through it. They're trying to cover up for something. It's
the judgment. Like we say, you can be whatever religion you want to be. It's when you start judging other people and judging other people's decisions. D'andra hasn't done anything wrong. No. She says, I'm still a practicing Christian, but I've found this like shaman who's helped me find peace and helped me. I mean, I think we all kind of think the stuff with Darren's a little funny at times. I mean, it's actually fucking hilarious. Darren's clearly a quack. Like, we know that. Exactly, but if it's making D'andra happy and it's bringing her peace, then I'm all about it. It's not our problem. Yes. Does he have D'andra getting things shot up her nose during COVID? Yes, but it's not our place to judge. Actually, I forgot about that. You're right, you did. I would judge that a little bit. I think we close out the episode on like a laughing note. So this is like people like bash Kary, but I was kind of happy that Kary was there because she was like, we're just trying to all follow the nine commandments. That I can't say it either. We're all trying to follow the 9 commandments, and they were like, 9? Which one are we leaving out? Ma'am, you gotta go to church. It's 10. She was like, thou shalt not sleep with your neighbor. They're like, that should be like nice to your neighbor or whatever it is, but that is not one of them. And that cracked me up. It. No. I was like, Kary brought the light comedic energy at the end that I was into. I will just say, leave it to Dallas to bring religion into a condemning way on the show. I'm like, I need, because the Housewives always like do it. They always, because I mean, even Tamara has been baptized in her goddamn glorified pool. After calling Alexis Jesus Dog. Yeah, and to me, that's funny. But on Dallas, maybe because we live in Texas. Yeah. But it's like I'm always a little bit extra annoyed by it because I'm just like this. Well, it's also it's Brandi. The thing is, I used to like Brandi, and this season, I mean, maybe past seasons as well. It's like she's just acting a different way, and obviously has done a lot of problematic shit. But it's just like this extra religion aspect to it now. I'm just like, I can't. Yeah, I'm glad that Brandi is not going to be back next season. Well, don't even say that because apparently I saw in the past couple days that she's not officially done yet. There's been way too much scandal involving this. That's unless they make her an offer she can't refuse because they want to follow up on the scandal. But I still feel like Bravo needs to part ways with her. No, this is where Bravo is problematic. Yeah. Is that now that Brandi has a husband scandal, they'll hire her right back in 5 seconds. What are you talking about? You're not wrong. And on that depressing note, I came in activated, went down unactivated. I was trying to leave it on a positive, funny note with Kary, and you just brought my energy right back down. I think it's time. It's my Pisces overly emotional, get very deep and very too thinking of it. I don't know if you guys know, but he's a Pisces and is overly emotional. On that note, I think we should head to the Jersey Shore again. I know I said this last week, but we're headed there with DilJoes this time, so it's going to be a lot more fun. Okay, so I think we've all been there. I mean, not to this extent, maybe, but Jennifer is... We've all been there. We've all thrown up in our husband's Ferrari, okay? No, we have not been there. She's like, I was way too drunk. I don't know my limits, clearly. I think I realize now when the room starts spinning, or what'd she say? Whenever the room's moving, that's my cue to maybe stop drinking so much. But yeah, she was cleaning up her foyer that had been thrown up all over. I don't know why. I just got a weird, my brain just, thought of Grease. Do you know at the very end, whenever she's, in that, spinning wheel and they're like, whatever I want, honey, that whole thing. No, I love that you didn't say you're the one that I want. You said whatever I want. Chase, our musical theater god. But then the spinning wheel, and I just imagine you get very disoriented, and that's what I thought of. I thought I somehow related Jen throwing up everywhere to a spinning room to Sandy on a... This is very chaotic, and I'm very here for this. I did that in the talent show in 2nd grade. You were Sandy? Yes, I pioneered drag in the late 90s.
of teen. Like, no, I didn't pioneer drag. I pioneered
RuPaul
8-year-old
who?
drag.
RuPaul who?
Honestly, that would be iconic. But no,
sorry, Yoda Chase's drag name is Anita Wig. So Anita Wig is here to
no,
slay.
I need a wing.
I need a wing. No, not a chicken wing. Oh my god, lemon pepper preferably.
No, but I did. I was Danny Zuko, obviously, and a friend of ours
You were
was
who?
Danny Zuko.
I thought you said you were okay. This is taking such a turn. I thought you said you were dating Sugel. I was like, what?
No, but there was a rumor that after
God.
we performed that I kissed Sandy behind stage, and it was like a whole like second grade like debacle.
And you're like, this is so funny because I'm gay. I want to know who Sandy was. I'm gonna have to ask after
I'll
the
ask
podcast.
you after, or I'll ask. I'll tell you after.
You have to.
Sorry, that was a weird tangent, but that was what my brain popped in.
I
Like, my brain
mean,
did that.
I think that after that tangent, I'm just gonna go into my tangent because it is time for y'all's favorite moment of the week. My favorite moment of the week, the Big Ham Linky Frank Catania moment of the week.
Moment.
Okay, whenever he said, he was like hanging out with Dolores, and like she does look damn good, I have to say. He says, Dolores, you look good like you did like 20 years ago. Too bad it's not 20 years ago. I'd bend you over. Ah! I was like, you can bend me over, Frank Catania.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I rolled off the couch and died.
I live for their relationship. Like, I think it's the cutest thing in the world that they hang out as a family, a divorced family, live together. The kids are around all the time.
Do you think they fuck?
I really don't. I think that Dolores is past that, and she's just like, and also his quads don't work anymore, so I don't know how that would work. It would make it a little difficult.
His quads.
Did he break his quads?
I don't know. But it's just so good because I'm like, his quads don't work. You're right. So that probably doesn't work for a nice sexual adventurous day.
Dolores is not into it. Okay.
No. She wants working quads. That's what she requires in her man.
To take a real left turn. Whenever.
What turn haven't we taken
this
so
has
far?
been a long and winding road.
Am I in Jersey or what? Oh, okay.
Oh, our producer
Sorry.
isn't here tonight. We're doing this on our own, and
Yeah,
you can tell
so
how it's gone.
you're getting
us. This isn't the reality wind down unfiltered, but this is the reality wind down unfiltered.
Yeah, I mean you're getting our cut. It's gonna be all of this.
Like I said, to take a sharp left, right, middle turn. We don't know what we're doing anymore. When Gabby Dolores' daughter came in with her 10 dogs, I was like,
Loved.
I want to be best friends with her. I love her so much. She
Loved.
said she lived in one of the islands to go to veterinarian
It
school.
was like St. Thomas or
I was
St.
gonna say
Croix
St.
or
Thomas
something
or
like
St.
that.
Croix.
Yeah.
And she just adopted all these dogs when she was there.
Loved it.
Moved back home. I love that she rolled up with her 7 dogs. Honestly, iconic. But she came home because Dolores is receiving an award.
Yeah, for her charity.
Her charity work in breast cancer awareness.
Amazing. It was kind of
Absolutely
sad
incredible.
because, like, I don't know if this happens now, maybe a little bit later, but it's like she gets the award and they couldn't have an actual ceremony because of COVID. But it was actually really cute.
But
it was all of them together.
There was another flashback later in the episode, too, that we can just say now. Like, Dolores does so much charity work, and she really doesn't talk about it. Like, her work with, like, the women's shelter.
1000% with that.
Like, the stuff she's doing in the women's shelter. Like, she was helping look after a little boy that calls her Aunt Dolores. Like, and now what she's doing with breast cancer awareness. And I know she does a lot of work with rescue animals. She is, like, I love that she doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
There's so many housewives that
she doesn't need the recognition.
Exactly. She does it because she's
Dolores
genuine.
has always been that person. Like, Dolores will speak her mind. She'll be in the drama. She'll be in the know of the show. But I think Dolores has her own life outside of the show that she doesn't need to tell us because I think she's not looking for fame the same way that the other people are looking for fame.
Dolores could have joined the show probably in season 3 or 4.
She actually could have. Remember, that's why she was auditioned for it, and she said no. I'm pretty sure.
And that I have so much respect for.
So do I.
So much respect for.
So good.
And then we move on to her BFF Teresa. She's in the kitchen cooking with her daughters. And they FaceTime Joe. And once again, he's looking good on FaceTime. No?
No,
yes?
I'm thinking. And he does. And his glasses. He lost a little weight.
Oh, he lost a lot of weight. He lost, he stopped drinking a bottle of red wine a night and eating 20 pounds of sausage every day.
Oh, is that what you do to lose weight?
Sorry, I can't give up my bottle of red wine a night and my 20 pounds of sausage a day, so it looks like it's not going to work out for me. But they're talking about the massage company that he has. He keeps saying massage. And I think that he should just call his company... What did we decide earlier?
DilJoes Judice.
DilJoes Judice. I am about to trademark it just so he can't steal it from us. I'm leaning into the mic.
God, if we're ever having merch, it's gonna be DilJoes Judice.
DilJoes Judice. It's a mouthful. I almost like trying to get it out, but DilJoes Judice.
It's one of the things I've never said more clear. DilJoes.
I've never seen the light more clearly. Butchers it.
See, guys, pressure's on me. I can't handle it.
I mean, I love that Teresa was talking to him about it, and she was like fully in and fully supportive. She got involved. I was like, this is Candy Coated Nights on Jersey.
Well, she even said I got the house. He left, and he got no money.
Because she paid off his debt.
She paid off all his debt. But that's what I'm saying. So he did get money, but it was like in the divorce, he didn't ask for anything.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I think me talking to you, I don't even know if it was on the podcast, I'm not sure, but I was like, I remember saying Joe probably wanted a lot of money. Actually, You know what? I didn't say that. Melissa said that.
And Dolores.
At
the reunion last year.
And I kind of agreed with it.
I thought he would be... I don't know.
I didn't say take her for all she's worth, but I thought he was going to ask for money.
I think at the end of the day, and this is how he's seen it, and I kind of felt this way too. I was like, you know what? He's put her through so much. She paid off all his debt. She literally has had to support their daughters alone for the last 6-7 years.
Mind you.
4 daughters. For the last 6-7 years while he was away or however long he was in prison. Like, if he had come out and really wanted anything, he really would have had no leg to stand on. I mean, I think Dolores said, like, all she'd been through over the last few years, like, losing both of her parents, everything with Joe, going to prison. Like, a lot of people would have crumbled under that. Like, no matter how you feel about Teresa, she's been extremely strong the last few years.
Yeah. I mean, I feel a lot of ways about Teresa, but I'll give her that. And I'd give her Joe, and her relationship is very mature. It's all for the children, and I respect it. Once you have them kids, you really have to like look for them and not yourself. So they're doing it.
And she also discusses how they're going to the Jersey Shore the next week, and she wants to do I was like, I teared up. She wants to do a little ceremony for Nono because they couldn't do anything when he passed. And they showed like a montage of Nono, and when he said he wanted to go be with his wife, and I'm just like, I just was crying.
I know. Was that when he couldn't walk up the stairs?
Yes.
Or even like, one step. It wasn't even a stair.
I was literally crying. But then they go to David's house for this party to honor Dolores for getting her award. All the ladies are going except Teresa because she had to go to a soccer tournament.
And Jackie.
No, Jackie
Wait, Jackie was there.
Jackie
goes. I was going to say, well, I wasn't about to say, but now I'm going to say, we finally see Jackie again in a group setting.
Exactly. And Teresa happens to not be there because she had a soccer tournament.
Oh, weird.
And I do, guys, I have to say, I retract what I said last week. I know I said David looked all right when he got off that motorcycle. This week it wasn't doing it for me, so I take it back. And he just always seems so put out. Like, stick around. He
definitely doesn't put out, though.
Woo! Well, we don't know. She said if we lived together, we'd be having sex a lot more, but we still do have a decent amount whenever she was doing a house tour.
Okay. You don't have to live together to have sex.
Also true. But they're having sex. I don't know. I just feel like he doesn't even have to go deliver a baby at that moment. He just wants to go to the hospital. I think it's his happy place. Like, being there and, like, being
That's fine, but they don't be in a relationship.
That's my point. And that's what I think...
but Dolores is not breaking up with him, so it's not his fault either. Or her fault, his fault, whatever.
We do get into this in a minute, so we will.
I really jump ahead a lot. I have a lot of feelings.
No, it's passion. It's hard to, like, stay in order. But, like you say, Jackie's actually there filming with everyone. And she previously, they do a flashback where they were talking about this trip to the Jersey Shore next week, and Jackie was like, can I put in a request to stay with you, Melissa? Which I thought was, like, already, like, shitty. Like, she should have probably said she'll stay with Dolores, because at the end of the day, everyone knows Melissa and Teresa's relationship can be rocky. But Teresa was actually okay. She was like, that's fine, Jackie, you stay with Melissa. I'm going to stay with Dolores.
Weirdly, I am completely fine with that, because,
really?
Yes, because, honestly, do Melissa and Tree really like each other? No. So...
But it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, but it's like if we're doing a cast breakdown, I see Tree and Dolores hang out more than I see Tree and Melissa.
I agree.
Let's be honest. So
I agree. I would not argue with that.
So it's like if we're picking houses, because it was specific houses. It was Dolores' house and Melissa's house, so you had to choose between the two.
Yeah.
This made sense to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's fair. I didn't look at it that way. But Jennifer's at the party and she's like, I'll take a water, no alcohol for me. And Margaret uses this opportunity to be like, I was just so nervous. You fell on your face. Like, you were so drunk. I had flashbacks of my mother. This was not your mother, though. Once again, I don't
Preach,
like this.
Cassidy.
I do not. We talked about this hardcore last week. I won't go into it too much. It's the righteousness again. It's the preachiness. She's not your mother. Like she said, she has 5 children. She wanted to unwind one night. Let the woman live.
I'll say this one line, and it's what I wrote down. Talking about being drunk. Well, that's not right. Talking about Jen being drunk is not fair for Marge to put on her because her mother's trauma is not Jen. Jen's allowed to get drunk. It's not her mom.
Nailed it.
And that's in short form.
Nailed it to a T. Nailed it to a T.
That's it. It's like, I get Marge maybe seeing her mom and Jen, but Jen's not her mom. If Jen's getting drunk, ridiculously drunk, mind you, fine. One night, it's not every night, and it's also, Jen's not your mom.
If you saw it 22 times, then, not 22, if you saw it 3 times, be concerned.
Well, even 3 times in a row, it sounds like Marge is dealing with trauma.
Her own personal, and she's also writing a book, so she's probably digging up a lot of these past feelings she had.
That seems convenient.
Anyways, Melissa asked Dolores, why don't you live here? Why don't you live in this house? Why aren't you staying here? And she was just like, well, I love my freedom. I was married for so long. I'm used to doing my own thing. And Melissa was just like, bullshit. She basically called bullshit, dead on it. She's like, if you were engaged, you'd live here. Which is true. I don't know why Dolores tries to play this off. And we all know the truth. She's made it very clear. She's been very vocal about it.
Last season she said, I will move into you whenever I get a ring. Now she's saying, I don't want to move in with you. I like my own space. Even if I have a ring, I'm going to live on my own. And I'm like,
it's just not true.
I don't believe it.
It's unequivocally untrue.
I love a strong stance. I love a strong woman that doesn't need a man in her life.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. But the evidence from past seasons doesn't make sense.
She's contradicting her own statement.
Well, that's what I mean. It's the statements of the past seasons that make me say that. Yes. If she was always like, hey, I like a man, but I'm always going to live on my own, that's one thing. That would have been
a totally different thing.
But the fact that she's not saying that now, it's
exactly.
I don't believe it.
They also do the little house tour, and that's kind of the end of the party. But everyone's getting ready to go to the Jersey Shore for the weekend. And Bill and Jen are talking, having a cute little... I just love their relationship now, Bill and Jen. We talked about this last week.
Yes.
And we never thought we'd say that, but we're absolutely loving their relationship.
With Bill and Jen, I think as we kind of talked about, he goes to work and he does his thing, and she stays home and raises the kids. And I think they have an understanding that they're both working a full-time job, and they respect each other, and they respect family, and they respect life together.
Not life.
Life.
They respect life.
Well, okay, that sounded ridiculous. My thought was, is a lot of times, I think even if you were listening to the Dallas recap, I was saying Stephanie is doing the exact same thing and Travis is doing the exact same thing. I don't know if they respect each other in the same way.
No, I think that's fine. Whenever you say it that way. But the other thing that came out of Bill and Jen chatting is that Bill lets it slip that Joe Bonino had heard the rumors about Evan before. And Jen was like, what? Okay. I'm going to take this, put it in my brain, and carry it into a little conversation that happens next because they're all headed down to the shore. Yeah. And Frank is driving Jen, Teresa, and Dolores. And Teresa does mention that her divorce was finalized that day.
Yeah.
And Jen was making...
Wait, hold on for a second. So everyone's they're doing a packing montage, and they're doing get in a car montage. I did love that whenever Dolores was leaving her house, they played a dog barking track in the background.
No, they didn't.
They did. Go look back.
That is so shady.
All these dogs are barking. They're like,
they probably didn't play the track because she was leaving and all the dogs were there.
I know, but it just seemed fake, and they were definitely shading her, having all these dogs in her house.
Honestly, shade the hell out of me with having a lot of dogs in my house. That's the ultimate shady edit that I'm after. But Jen makes a really good point in her confessional because Dolores is giving this advice to Teresa, I just hope you find a good relationship and you find someone who appreciates you and you find someone who really wants to be there for you, provide for you, take care of you. And Jen's it's so crazy to me that Dolores can make these statements to Teresa while not realizing that's exactly what she deserves back and she's not getting from David. And I was like, oh, good point.
Not even the shade, the truth,
accuracy,
the facts.
Yeah, because it's so true. Dolores gives such good advice.
We gotta get to the shore.
Oh, we do have to get to the store.
We've done a lot of tangents. We got to get to the store.
Jen, that's whenever Jen tells everyone in the car that we have to mention that real quick. Jen says, Bill told me that Joe had heard the rumor. And that's what plants the rest of the shore. Also, Frank did say what happens at guys' night stays at guys' night. I would never repeat this.
I actually really respect that.
I do too. But, okay.
He doesn't have any quads, but he respects guys' night.
No quads, but lots of respect. They're having this dinner at Dolores's, okay? Everyone's at their separate houses. They've talked a little bit. Jackie's like, I'm, going to keep it cordial tonight. I don't want to fight with anyone. Teresa's like, yeah, I have one gift for all of the girls, but other than that, I'm keeping it super cordial.
Guys, I'm Team Jackie this episode.
Oh my god, I'm Team so anti-Jackie this episode.
Really?
Yeah. Is that bad?
No, but I'm Team Jackie.
I'm so over Jackie because she's so
that
calculated.
I'm not saying that I'm a fan of Jackie. I'm saying I'm Team Jackie this episode. Because, I think... Do you just want to jump into the dinner, or do you want to give some background first?
Well, I just think it's funny whenever she gives the dildos. Teresa gives the dildos to everyone that Joe's given her. And whenever she hands it to Jackie, she says, and you can take this dildo.
Cassidy, do you mean DilJoe
Sorry,
Giudice?
DilJoe Giudice had given the DilJoes. And she gave them to all the girls, and whenever she gave Jackie hers, she said, and you can stick it up your ass like you want to do the olive branch that I tried to give you. Okay, Jackie...
I'm sorry, a little too much.
A little too much, a little bit. That's Teresa's
Everyone thought it was too much.
I love when Dolores walked back inside with Teresa and was like, okay. I'm like, all right, you good? You got that out of your system? All right, we good? Like, that was, like that's a true friend. Like, it's just like, all right, girl, you good? Like, let's move on.
It's like, you were shady.
Like, yeah,
you were a bitch. Are you fine now?
And
Great.
Jackie was just like, let's agree to not be friends. Moving on.
Fine,
not doing this. But they sit down at dinner, and I think there was... Someone said knives and vibrators. What else could we need? I think it was... Dolores said that, because there was a knife and obviously the vibrators. But yeah, they...
Did you see that crab pasta, though?
Oh, the crab and shrimp pasta. And, guys, y'all know we noticed the food. We noticed the food.
Yeah.
But yes, the dinner is very chaotic, to say the least. It starts off with Teresa kind of going in on Joe Gorga and being like, you need to apologize for saying that Joe Giudice was going to try to take all the money. It didn't happen. I don't know why Teresa got on this tangent. I was like, just leave it alone. Just let it go.
See, and this is why I'm Team Jackie, because Teresa really is a dog with a bone. She can't let it go.
Do you think that this is the dinner next week where he's going to slam his fist on the table and be like, that man literally put my mother in a grave?
Interesting.
Because it looks
it's the same
like
background.
The setting.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I think it could be because...
I mean, it couldn't be over yet. It was the beginning of the dinner.
Andy Cohen tweeted and said, wait till you guys see next week's
episode.
1,000%
then.
And everyone was like, show us... Yeah, I think that's going to be the episode, 100%.
Even if it's a different dinner, I think it's going to be at this,
one of these couple of things, okay. But Teresa says to Margaret, did you hear what your husband said?
Is her name Margaret? I thought it was only Marge.
Oh, no, but y'all, that's like my pet peeve when people refer to themselves in the third person. The Marge, the Marge,
does it always.
the Marge. It's like, you aren't the Marge, you are Margaret. It's fine.
And also...
I struggle with that.
Yeah, you're right. I hate that too.
But she's like, did you hear Joe Bonino had heard that rumor? And poor little Joe Bonino was just like, he went into sheer chaos mode. Like, oh God, because he knows he said it. And he was like, no, I didn't. We got tapes. Roll the tapes back. You said it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Marge goes hard.
Marge.
The other way.
And this to me is where everything comes full circle. Teresa says on Watch What Happens Live last night, or after the episode, she's on Watch What Happens Live, and she confirmed, because rumors have been swirling, that she heard the rumor about Evan from someone on the cast.
Oh, shit.
This is coming full circle for me. I think she initially heard it from Margaret.
Oh, God.
And that's where Joe is obviously kind of like, and that's why Margaret got so passionate.
But didn't also Joe say he heard it in the house because, it was the girls talking, and he's like, I'm around girls constantly.
Yeah, I don't know why Teresa kept saying, you said you heard it in
I think she was just covering up for Marge?
But why would she be covering for Marge?
But that's what I don't understand. That's why I don't understand if it is Marge, because, if it was Marge, wouldn't Tree just say, I actually heard it from you?
Exactly. And
what is the alliance there? I don't understand.
I don't know.
That's why it's hard for me to believe if it's Marge, because, Teresa and Marge don't have an alliance.
But I feel like Margaret's passion, the way she got so reactive, I would have been like, what are you talking about, girl? Are you crazy? It was the fact slamming her head and being like, shut the F up.
The only thing is Marge is taking it for Jackie. Clearly.
Okay.
If someone was saying something about you like that, I would take up that aggressively as well.
I agree. And obviously I would do the same for you. But I just think for some reason, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it's just the fact that Joe Bonina had heard it in his home.
Yes.
And then, like, I don't know. Something about it felt fishy to me.
I just wondered if Marge ever told Jackie that Joe Bonino ever heard it. Because if she didn't, then that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's not a good friend.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why she also got... Because she realized, oh, maybe I didn't do right by Jackie. Maybe she didn't spread it.
But question.
I don't know.
This is just random. But it's like... Whenever they're on these shows, they're famous, so clearly rumors go around.
Of course.
Would you want to hear every single rumor?
No, I know.
Then maybe that's what Marge thought.
I guess, yeah, I don't know.
Because I wouldn't either. Like, the same. I'm like, if I was famous and people throw rumors around all the time, I probably wouldn't want to hear it. If it was substantial,
but I don't
of course.
know, because Jackie isn't, like, that level of fame, and, like, this is the first thing I think that's gone around about her.
Girl, Housewives universe is messy as fuck.
Oh, I know it's messy. I mean, but Jackie's been trying to get into that messy universe when she was a fan of
true.
Teresa.
Ooh.
So that's where I go. And this is everyone on Twitter, and this is kind of how the episode ends. Everyone on Twitter, I feel like you'll probably be into this now that I know you're Team Jackie this episode, is like, whatever Teresa said, I love being around confident women. I like to be around people who are confident. You're obviously not that confident. And Jackie responded with, did you get that confidence in jail? I just always feel like... and then
my mouth did drop, I have to say.
My mouth dropped, but then I also sometimes feel like Jackie always has a thought about what she wanted to say.
Well, her parents went to prison.
Oh, they just go to prison. Maybe they got their confidence in jail.
Well, remember she...
yeah, they went for tax evasion.
Tax evasion, so they went to jail.
But
so
maybe...
could she really be, like, it's calling, like, the plot,
No. I don't
whatever
think
they say.
I just think it's, like the things, her phrases are always calculated. I feel like she comes in with, like, 5 things in her mind that she wants to say at a time, and she'll be like, one of her lines she's going to say, like, the Gia doing coke in the bathroom, I think, was premeditated. I think saying, did you get that confidence in jail, was premeditated. I don't know. Maybe I read too much into it. Jackie just bothers me, and I don't know. I can't pinpoint it.
No, I'm not saying I'm a Jackie stan by any means. But
Did you guys hear that Chase is a Jackie stan?
No. That is not on the record. No, I just think Teresa this episode is Teresa in her finest, where she's literally bullying Jackie. I will say bullying because she was attacking her the entire dinner. She was saying, you're weak, you're this, your husband, you're this, you're that. And then Jackie says one thing about her going to jail, and Teresa leaves the table.
Is this not why we low-key, though, Teresa's been a housewife for so long? Because if she's not bringing it, who would have brought it at that dinner?
No, I agree with you, but the thing is, it doesn't mean that Teresa's not in the wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not saying... We're not judging drama.
No,
if we're judging drama, I'm judging Teresa's the best.
Yes.
But if we're judging who's being the messiest, it's Teresa. Because the thing is, Teresa's coming after Jackie. Jackie says one thing about her, and Teresa can't handle it and leaves the table. I'm sorry. You can't give it and not take it. And Teresa can never take it. Teresa can never take it.
No, Teresa doesn't take it. She'll flip a table and she'll go
There
crazy.
you go. An iconic moment. But it's her not being able to take it.
I guess I just feel like Jackie the whole episode, and I don't like saying fitting in because that sounds cliquey. I just felt like Jackie being there was weird and unnecessary, and she brought nothing.
Oh, I don't think Jackie should be on the show.
Because she's so disconnected from the group at this point, and that's, I guess, where, like, I automatically go to. I'm like, well, I guess I'd rather see Teresa at that table being crazy than Jackie doing nothing.
See, this was hard about, like, whenever we're giving opinions about the show.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I don't necessarily think that Jackie should be on the show.
Yeah.
But I do, at this moment, think that Teresa was literally coming after Jackie, and Jackie responded accordingly.
Teresa was on a warpath.
And Jackie responded with one comment.
You're not wrong. I completely
And that's
agree
the only
with all
thing.
of
That's why I'm saying I'm Team Jackie this specific episode, because I can't even imagine sitting there and someone coming after me. I probably would have flipped the table. No.
We did get a to be continued at the end of this episode, though. No preview or anything. So whenever Andy Cohen tweeted and said, wait till you guys see next week's episode, everyone was like, give us a trailer. But I did continue watching Watch What Happens Live. I know y'all saw it on our Instagram. Teresa's iconic scene, having her martini or her wine glass, whatever it was, in the shot and unable to figure out how to zoom. She flipped it around. We saw her staircase. Her makeup artist came in. It was all chaos. And that's again why we love Tree.
I loved it so much. And I also love that Teresa always keeps her same makeup artist. I respect that.
Did you see some of the stuff about her, though? The makeup artist, like Bravo by Bitches, did a deep dive. And she's been a makeup artist for pretty much every housewife.
Good for her.
So people were like, do you know the secrets that this woman probably has? Yeah. Make her a freaking iconic housewife. Can you imagine? She's done all of the New York ladies. Podcast. She's done the OC ladies. She's done Beverly Hills. She's done everyone. If you see a housewife that is airbrushed to the gods, the Priscilla probably did it.
Good for you, Priscilla.
Go on, Love Priscilla, get those coins. And maybe she'll become a shaman afterwards, you know. Oh, double duty, like that. But I think that's this week's episode. I can't wait for Jersey next week. I'm very excited for this.
Guys, we went on some tangents. I apologize.
We did. We'll see. But that's why you guys love us, right?
I hope so.
That's why you love or hate us. Whether you listen or love us.
And honestly, if you hate us, why are you listening? And if you love us, give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts.
And and YouTube and Spotify and I don't know if you
all
can
of the above places that you can do it, because you know what, we love doing this and we hope that y'all love listening to us, and that's what matters.
And on that note, let's give it a cheers.
Cheers. Bye guys.
See y'all next time.